we're going to round a number to the nearest 100,000. All right, so here's our 6-digit number. Let's go with 832,324. How about that? Okay, so we're going to underline, since we're rounding to the nearest 100,000, we're going to underline the 8, circle the 3, the neighbor to the right, because he is always right. The advice he gives to the 8 is to let it rest. So we're going to draw, we're going to write an 8, and then look to the right, add zeros in sight. Numbers on the left take a step. In this case, there are no numbers that need to take a step. Go ahead and draw your number line. Okay. Remember, when we draw these arrows, it's continuous. So it could go all the way to negative 189, or it could go all the way into the millions. But right now we're only looking at a segment of that line. So because this 3 let it rest, and there's an 8 here, we're going to start our number line at 800,000. Okay? And then since we are going by 100,000s, remember we're going to add 100 more thousand. So it's basically saying 8 plus 1, okay, or 800,000 plus 100,000. So we're going to end our number line at 900,000. Okay, our midpoint right here, we know that because we're rounding to the nearest 100,000, our 5 is going to be in our 10,000s place. So go ahead and write that 5. Okay, the numbers on the right, or look to the right, add zeros in sight. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Okay, and then the numbers on the left take a step, which would be an 8, because this 5 is in the 10,000s place. The numbers on the left are just the 100,000s, and that's an 8. So we're going to put an 8. So that's 850,000. Boom, 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 bang. Comma goes after 3 digits. Okay, so we need to look at this number 800 and 900. If we looked at 80, the number 80, and the number 90, okay, and this is just if your students don't understand that method. There is another method to find our midpoint. They know 80 plus 5 is 85, and then 90. So 80, 85, 90. Again, your midpoint will always have a 5 in it. Okay, when we're going by tens, hundreds, thousands, 100,000s, and 10,000s. It's out of order, but you get the idea. So because we're going by 100,000s, just like when we're going by hundreds, if we're going from 100 to 200, each of our increments is going to be 10. Well, in this case, each increment is going to be 10,000. Okay, so we're going to have 800,000, 810,000, 820,000, 830,000, 840,000, 850,000, 860,000, 870,000, 880,000, 890,000, and 900. Okay, so we're going to look at our number. We're going to say, is 832,324 greater than or less than 850,000? Okay, well, I know that 832 comes before 850, so it is less than 850 on my number line. Now, because this number is 32, I know that it's going to go in between 30 and 40. So let's go ahead and count. We do have to start at the beginning, because when a number is less than, I can't start at this midpoint, but I know that I'm not going to go past this midpoint. Okay, so it's only going to be this part of the line. 810,000, 820,000, 830,000. Okay, so this is 830,000, 840,000. So my number is going to be in between these two numbers. 32 I know is closest to 830 rather than 840. Okay, because if I counted 831,000, 832,000, 833,000, 834,000, 835,000, 836,000, 837,000, 839,000, 840,000. I counted 2 way back here. So 832,000 is about right here. Okay, we can see that this is confirmed that 832,000, one rounded to the nearest hundred thousands place, is 800,000. The table shows cars in a parking lot that are black, white, red, and yellow. Okay, so we have black, white, red, yellow. In all, about how many cars are red and yellow? Round to the nearest 10. Okay, when we see that word all, it means to total. Okay, in all. So in total. All right, and then when we see this word and, when it's red and yellow, we're going to add. Now we don't need the black, the white, okay, the black or the white, because we're only looking at the question that says how many are red and yellow. So we're going to circle red and we're going to circle yellow. All right. I'm going to start off by just kind of bringing that information outside of the table. So I will start with red, which is 3,277. And then I will have yellow, okay, which is 14,028. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and round before I add. So since we are rounding to the nearest 10, go ahead and underline the tens place. Circle the neighbor to the right, because the neighbor to the right is always right. In this case, the 7 tells the 7 to raise the score. Okay, so we are going to write an 8, because 7 raised to the next score is going to be 8. Look to the right, put zeros in sight. The numbers on the left, take a step. Okay, don't forget your comma. Same thing here, the 8 tells the 2 to raise the score. So we are going to write a 3 here. Look to the right, put zeros in sight. Numbers on the left, take a step. All right, so these numbers are rounded to the nearest 10. Now, if you want to put the bigger number on the top, that's perfectly fine to add. But since I already have it right here nice and neat, I'm just going to go ahead and add here. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 3 is 11. Put my 1 here. This number is 3, comma. 3 plus 4 is 7. And then bring down that 1. So the total rounded to the nearest 10 is 17,310. Okay, now this question down here says round the answer right here from number 1 to the nearest 100. Okay, so 17,310. I'm going to underline the hundreds place right here. Circle the number to the right, because he's always right. And then I'm going to keep the number the same, because this is 4 or less, so we let it rest. Look to the right, put zeros in sight. Numbers on the left, take a step. And our answer is 17,300.